Good morning, everyone. Now, from today, I'll start the revision of the P block element. P block element. First of all, I will show you the topics which are deleted. The oxides of the nitrogen is deleted from your syllabus, and the phosphorus allotropic form also deleted. The compound of the phosphorus, its preparation properties, this topic is also deleted. Now from group 16 elements, you have this one, sulfuric acid. It's industrial, that is the contact process. This one is also deleted. Now from group 17 and group 18, nothing is deleted. So only 1, 2, 3, 4, only 4 topics were deleted from the P block element. Now, as we have earlier already discussed that why we call it as a P block element, because in which the last electron enter in the P subshell. That's why it is termed as a P block element. From group 13 to group 18, we consider the P block element, and the electronic configuration of the P block element is ns2 np1 to 6. Means in S subshell there should be 2 electron, and in P subshell the number of electron varies from 1 to 6, because here we have the many groups, so every group possesses the different electronic configuration. Now the P block comprises of the metals, non-metal and the metalloids. We all know very well there is no specific definition for the metal, non-metal and metalloids. They are distinguished on the basis of their properties. So we all know that metal is lustrous, it is a sonorous, it is a rigid, it is a good conductor of heat and electricity, and all the properties which metal possess, their opposite properties the non-metal possessed. And the metalloids means it possesses the properties of the both metals as well as the non-metal. Now let us discuss the group 15 element. So this one is the members of the group 15 element, that is the nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and the bismuth. They comprises of the nitrogen family. This is the atomic number, and this one is the symbol for the nitrogen family. Now if we are talking about the occurrence of the member of the nitrogen family, so the mostly abundantly found element is the nitrogen. It is present about the 79%, and it is a major constituent of the protein which is found in both animal as well as in the plant. And if we are talking about the electronic configuration, so the electronic configuration of the group 15 element is ns2 np3, ns2, this one, ns2 np3. The elements belongs to the nitrogen family or the group 15 elements. They are known as a nicogens. Actually this word is derived from the nikos, which it is a Greek word, and it means suffocating. So it is these all the members of the family are having the suffocating property, and their compounds are known as the niconides. The compounds of the group 15 elements are known as the niconides. Now the second element is the phosphorus. So it is the 11th most abundant element, and it is highly reactive, so it is clear that it is not present in the free state. These are the phosphorite, chloropatite and fluorapatite. These are the principal minerals of the phosphorus, among which this one, that is a phosphorite, is a very important and very common, because about 60% of our bones and the teeth are composed of the phosphorite. The formula for the phosphorite is Ca3PO4 whole 2. And if we are talking about the arsenic, antimony and bismuth, so they are not very much abundant. Electronic configuration I have already discussed, that is ns2 np3. It means that in the P subshell the electrons, in the number of electrons are 3. Now next is the physical property. This is an important topic, physical and the chemical property. We all know very well there should be two type of a property. One is the physical and another one is the chemical property. So the nitrogen is in the form of the gaseous at the room temperature, and phosphorus is a waxy solid, and other, that is arsenic, antimony and the bismuth, they are solid hard, they possess the metallic structure. And now the next physical property is the atomic radii. Atomic radii, actually this is the distance. Atomic radii is the distance between the nucleus, the center of the nucleus, and the outermost shell electron, that is known as the atomic radii. So its atomic radii is smaller in comparison to the group 14 element, and group 14 element means carbon family. Here we are talking about the carbon family. As we move now, there is a variation in the period as well as in the group. So as we move down the group, the atomic radii increases. Why it is increases? We have many times we have discussed this topic, that as we move down the group, the atomic number is increases. So as a result of it, the number of electrons are increases. As a result of it, the number of shell is increases, and automatically the atomic radii is increases. Now the next physical property is ionization enthalpy. We all know very well ionization enthalpy or energy means the amount of energy required to remove the electron from the isolated gaseous atom. So if we are talking about the ionization enthalpy, so its ionization enthalpy is higher in comparison to the group 14, and as we move down the group, the ionization enthalpy decreases. Again, the reason is same. Reason is same, that as we move down the group, there is a very big change in the atomic number. So the number of shell is increases, and as the number of shell is increases, the force of attraction between the nucleus and the outermost electron is decreases. That's why the lesser amount of ionization enthalpy is required to remove such kind of electron from that atom. But there is a concept of the half-filled orbital, that we know very well that in the p subshell there should be maximum 6 number of electron, and if p subshell possesses the 6 number of electron, that is it is fully filled. It possesses 3 number of electron, means it is half filled. So we all know very well that the half-filled orbitals are very stable. And now we are talking about the successive ionization enthalpy. So this is the sequence for the successive ionization enthalpy. The delta H1 is the first ionization enthalpy, and it is lesser in comparison to the delta H2, which is lesser in comparison to the delta H3. Why it is lesser? Why this sequence takes place? Because if we want to remove the one electron from this orbit, we have the example of this atom. So if we want to remove the one electron from this orbit, so we know very well there the force of attraction between the nucleus and electron is in a limited, it is not increased, it is the same. So if we want to remove the electron from here, so we have to supply a little amount of energy. We can easily remove the electron. Now what exactly happen when one electron is already removed? So the charge between the nucleus and the electron is higher in comparison to this one, because here this nucleus hold that extra electron, but now we remove this electron, so here the lesser number of electrons are present, so the charge or the force of attraction between the nucleus and the electron is higher. So now if we want to, if in this condition, if we want to remove any one electron, maybe this electron, so we have to supply the higher amount of energy in comparison to this one. And if we are talking about this case, we have already lose the 2 electron. Now the force of attraction become much higher in comparison to this one and this one. So if we want to remove this type, the electron from here, so we have to provide the higher amount of energy. So this is the sequence, that is delta H1 is lesser in comparison to delta H2, that is the change. This delta show the change, and H term is used for the enthalpy, which is lesser in comparison to the delta H3. Now the next is the electronegativity. We know it is a tendency to attract the shared pair of electron towards itself. So the group 15 are higher, the electronegativity of group 15 is higher in comparison to the group 14 element, that is the carbon family. So as we move down the group, the electronegativity decreases. And why there is a decrease in the electronegativity? Because there are so many reasons. The size is very small. If we are talking about the nitrogen, so nitrogen possesses the various tendency. So and the basic reason behind the nitrogen is a smaller size. And there is a, if the size is small, then obviously there is a greater nuclear charge of the atom. So high electronegative value, it possesses the high electronegative value. So now if we are talking about the metallic character, so they possess less metallic character, and as we move down the group, the metallic character increases from nitrogen to the bismuth. Now this is the classification on the basis of the types of the element, that is nitrogen and the phosphorus. They are purely non-metal. If we are talking about the arsenic and antimony, they are the metalloids, and the bismuth is the metal. So the atomic size and the screening effect is increases as we move down the group. The atomic size and screening effect is increases, so the this affects the ionization enthalpy. Automatically the ionization enthalpy decreases and the metallic character increases. Now if we are talking about the density, so as we move down the group, the density is increases. Why the density is increases? Because the atomic number is increases, atomic mass is increases, that's why the density increases. Now the next feature is the oxidation state. The element of group 15 have 5 elements in their valency shell. So it means that they exhibit the various oxidation state in between the, that is -3 to +3. That is the criteria for the oxidation state. Now here here it is clear that the oxidation state is negative as well as it is positive. Now to first of all discuss about the negative oxidation state. These elements have 5 electron in the valency shell, and how the 5 electron are present, that is ns2 np3, 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. Therefore they require 3 more electron to acquire the noble gas configuration of ns2 np6, but the gain of the 3 electron is not favorable. Energetically the gain of the 3 electron is not favorable, because it required a very large amount of energy. If we added the 3 electrons, so it required a very large amount of energy to gain the 3 electrons and form the, and if it gains the 3 electron, then it form M3 negative ion. So however, nitrogen being the smallest in size, and it is the most electronegative element of the group. Hydrogen is the most this is the property of, nitrogen. This is the property of the nitrogen, that nitrogen possesses the smallest size, and it is a highly electronegative element of the group. So it form N3 negative ion and show an oxidation state of, if it is a -3, so the oxidation state of -3. So it shows the oxidation state of -3. So why it show? This is a question actually. Why it show the -3 oxidation state? Because its size is very, very small and it is highly electronegative. And we all know very well that electronegativity is the tendency to attract the shared pair of electron towards itself. Therefore, it shows the oxidation state of the -3. The tendency of the element to exhibit -3 oxidation state decreases on moving down the group. This is the sequence, that is from the phosphorus to bismuth. This is the sequence. The elements, the tendency to exhibit the -3 oxidation, this tendency is also only belongs to the nitrogen. So this tendency decreases. This tendency decreases on moving down from phosphorus to bismuth. And why it is decreases? The reason is that due to the increase in the size, this one having the smallest size, and as we move down the group from nitrogen to the phosphorus, so there will be increase in the size and the metallic character also. The size is increases as well as the metallic character is increases. That's why this tendency to form the -3 oxidation state, it is decreases from phosphorus to the bismuth. Now if we are talking about the positive oxidation state, which is the +5, so all the elements of group 15 also exhibit the positive oxidation state, which is from +3 to +5. All the elements exhibit this one oxidation state. However, on moving down the group, as we move down the group, the stability of +5 oxidation state decreases. The stability of +5 oxidation state decreases, while that of +3 state increases. And why it is increases? The reason is that the inert pair effect. Because of the inert pair effect, it increases. The +3 oxidation state tendency increases, and because of the energy consideration, these elements cannot lose all the 5 valency electron. Therefore, they do not form M5 plus ion, because they don't able to lose all the 5 electrons. So they never form the +5. They never have the plus all the electron. Mostly they don't have the +5 ions, and all the compound of the group 15 having the, mostly they have the +3 oxidation state. Now there is an exception of the nitrogen. Only the nitrogen is an exceptional case. Mostly nitrogen is the, so that nitrogen doesn't form, it doesn't form the compound in the oxidation state of +5. Nitrogen does not form compound in +5 oxidation state. Now okay, let's this one, nitrogen does not form a compound in +5 oxidation state. So, and the reason behind it, because it does not have vacant d orbital. It does not have vacant d orbital in its valency shell, which can enable it to expand its octet. That's why this is the reason that nitrogen does not form compound in +5 oxidation state, because of the absence of the vacant d orbital. This is the answer of the oxidation state. This is the answer of the oxidation state. Now there is a question that NCl5 and NF5. NCl5 and NF5 both are the compounds of the nitrogen. So the question is, such NCl5 and NF6, these compound does not exist, and the answer for this question is same. Why it is not exist? Because nitrogen does not form compound in +5 oxidation state. That's why these both are not exist. These two are not possible. And what is the basic, and the basic reason behind it is that because nitrogen doesn't have the vacant d orbital, so they doesn't form NCl5. It is not possible. NCl5 doesn't exist, as well as the NF5 is also not exist. Now here we have discussed about the, that is the bismuth. We have already discussed that it is a metal, nitrogen, phosphorus. They are the non-conductor of the heat and electricity, because they both are the non-metal. Arsenic is the poor conductor, antimony is a good conductor, and bismuth is a very good conductor of heat and the electricity. Now let us discuss about the chemical property of group 15 elements. So we all know very well that nitrogen is the first element present in the series. So the nitrogen differ from the other members. Nitrogen differ from the other members of the group. And why it is different? So there are some specific property of the nitrogen. The first one is, we have already discussed, that is highly electronegative. It is highly electronegative. The size of the nitrogen is very small. The size of the nitrogen is very small, and as the size is small, then obviously there is a high, its ionization enthalpy is very high. So these are the common property of the nitrogen. These are the very important property which differ the nitrogen from the other member of the family. And one of the most important property is the non-availability of the d orbital in the valency shell. That's why it is not form a compound with the +5 oxidation state. And nitrogen, basically there are in this chapter, the nitrogen is a very important topic. It form a multiple bond. Nitrogen form a multiple bond with itself and with the other element having a small size and high electronegativity. So these are the why we call the nitrogen molecule is a nitrogen molecule is inert and has a high very low reactivity, because it has a triple bond. We know that if we are talking about the molecular nitrogen, that is the nitrogen, so there is the, and this one is the molecular nitrogen. So in between the two atom of the nitrogen there is a triple bond. So because of this triple bond, the nitrogen molecule is inert and it has a very low reactivity because it has a triple bond and has a very high bond enthalpy. Its bond enthalpy is very high, that is it's nearly about 94 point that is 941.4 kilojoule per mole. This is the bond enthalpy, and its bond enthalpy is a very high. Now let's discuss about the chemical properties. So the first is the reactivity towards hydrogen. We all know that when there is a addition of the hydrogen, then there will be a formation of the hydride. So all the element of group 15 form the gaseous trihydride. Gaseous trihydride with the formula of EH3. Here the E meaning maybe it is a nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth. So these ammonia, phosphine, arsine, stibine and the bismuthine, these all are the very important of the important hydrides of the group 15 element, among which this one and this one is these both are the very important. Now if we are talking about the preparation of the hydride, so the first is when the calcium nitride is hydrolyzed, this one is hydrolyzed, then we get the ammonia, and ammonia is the hydride of the nitrogen. And the second is this calcium phosphide is hydrolyzed, we get the phosphine. So most of the, even all the hydrides of the group 15 elements, they have a lone pair of electron on their central metal atom. Now this is the diagram of the structure of the ammonia. Now we are talking about the characteristic of the hydride. So the first is the basic character. It is also called the basic strength. All the hydrides having the one lone pair of electron in their central atom. We have already discussed this one, that all the hydride having this is the lone pair of electron with the central metal atom, therefore they act as a Lewis base. Now the question is why NH3 act as a Lewis base? Because they have a lone pair of electron with the central metal atom, that's why this is the Lewis base. So they can donate an electron pair to electron deficient species, which is known as the Lewis acid. So as we go down the group, the basic character of the hydride decreases. As we go down the group, this is from the nitrogen to the bismuth, this is the series, this is the sequence, the basic character is decreases. Now if we are talking about this first position of the NH3, the hydride of the nitrogen, so the nitrogen, it is a central metal atom. In case of NH3 or ammonia, nitrogen atom has the smallest size among all the hydrides. Therefore the lone pair which is present in the nitrogen, the lone pair is concentrated on the small region, and the electron density on this is maximum when the lone pair lone pair of electron means the electrons are present here and they carry the negative charge. Consequently, the electron releasing tendency is the maximum. So as the size of the central atom increases down the family, the electron density also decreases, and as a result the electron donor capacity or the basic strength means the electron donor capacity decreases down the group. Here the meaning of the basic character or the basic strength is electron donor capacity. Now the next is a reducing character. The reducing character of the hydride of the group 15 increases from ammonia to that is nitrogen to the bismuth. So this is the increasing order of the reducing character. Now the reducing character depends upon the stability of the hydrides. So the lesser the stability of hydride, the greater is its reducing character, and we know this is a highly stable. NS3 is highly stable. Since the stability of the group 15 decreases, the stability decreases from NS3 to the BiS3, hence the reducing character increases. It is the opposite of the stability. Reducing character is the opposite of the stability, and this one is the highly stable. This is the highly stable, but it is not a good reducing agent. And if we are talking about the boiling point, the ammonia has the higher boiling point than the phosphine, and then the boiling point increases down the group because increase in the size. Now here this dotted line shows the hydrogen bonding, and as it is clear that the ammonia has the hydrogen bonding, the solubility, if we are talking about the solubility, so the ammonia is highly soluble because of the presence of hydrogen bonding with the water molecule, while the phosphine and the other hydride, if we are talking about them, so they do not form the hydrogen bonding with the water. Therefore they are not soluble. Therefore the NH3 is the soluble in water, while if we are talking about the PH3 and other hydride, they are insoluble in the water.